Hello, my sumptuous subscribers and you elusive explorers. My name is Heather, and this is the Myth Rose channel. Here we delve into and dissect many delectable details of textiles, fashion, and costume. In this video, I will show you how I took a culturally questionable dress and transformed it into this gorgeous Gothic princess pièce de résistance. If you're new here, welcome, and thank you for stopping by my channel. And please consider subscribing and ringing the bell. To all of my lovely watchers, please consider helping me appease the algorithm gods and leave a like, comment, or even a dislike. They don't care how you interact with my video. This is the original dress. Unfortunately, this shot is out of focus, but it's the only one I have of the full dress, so I wanted to show it to you anyways. And this is a close-up of the fabric. You may be able to tell why this is a problematic piece. Those skulls are indeed very similar to the ones used for the ceremonies of Dia de los Muertos in the Mexican Day of the Dead, which is a spiritual celebration. The first thing I did was dye the dress black. This is the first attempt. I think I should have used a color remover before I tried to dye it, but since I was dyeing it black, I didn't think that was necessary, and I never used those before, so I didn't really know what they do. I still never used it, but I'll try to use them next time. You can see that the fabric looks really black in this shot, but unfortunately it didn't keep all of that color or dye after the rinse and wash. So I dyed it a second time, the kind of dye that you just throw in the washing machine, and it did nothing. This is the result after a third dye, and that's as good as it's gonna get. Let the deconstruction process begin. I really liked the overall shape of this dress, and the fit is amazing, but I wanted it to be slightly more scandalous, a little less 50s, so I started by cutting down the neckline and taking off the sleeves. Upcycling projects include a lot of stitch ripping. Well, to be fair, all of my projects include a lot of stitch ripping because I make a lot of mistakes, but upcycling ones especially so. In fact, they just start with stitch ripping. So let's get back to the reason why I am transforming this particular dress. Basically, I had a bit of doubt that maybe it wasn't the best design when I bought it, but I shoved that down and ignored it because it fits so well and I liked the design, and the base color, teal, is my favorite. And I wore it for a while without incident, probably because I was wearing it in Dubai, where I lived at the time, and where there are very few Mexican people. As few as only 1,200 in the whole UAE. But then one day my colleague's husband saw it. He is from somewhere in South America, I can't remember which country, and he made a comment about it. Although he made it to my back at a volume at which I was definitely going to hear it, so it was very passive-aggressive. But he made it nonetheless, and I never wore it again. All this to say, I have a lot of feelings about cultural appropriation that are mostly confused. And I'm making another video about cultural appropriation and fashion, and it will hopefully be out in a couple weeks, but maybe not because I hate talking about this. It's very uncomfortable and I'm afraid I'm going to get in trouble. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Getting there, but I end up taking the neckline down even more to just above the nipple. Because are you even really showing skin if you're not afraid when your nipple is gonna pop out? But then I covered the whole thing in lace, so not overly scandalous. And by scandalous, I mean showing skin. And by showing skin, I mean I don't give a fuck how much skin anyone shows at any time, really. I just like saying the word scandalous. 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 Scandalous! Such a versatile word. Oh, this is really cool. This is a stabilizer that dissolves in water. It's used to make freestanding lace or to embroider on things like tulle. I filmed some of this on my phone sideways because the lens on my camera wasn't wide enough to fit the full length of the dress, and I couldn't be bothered to figure out which one would. So I wasn't exactly sure what to do with the rest of the screen when I only had part of it covered in the video that I needed, and I came up with this. I really like it, but is it actually cool, or is it just me? Or is it super distracting? I like it. But does it suck? Decisions. Trying to decide which material to use for the sleeves. I hate making decisions, and yet I created a job for myself where I have to make 1,000 of them for every project I do. And I'm not getting better at it so far. I'm just driving myself crazy. Somebody help me. How do I make decisions? I can't make decisions. I hate decisions. Doesn't the collar just make this look even more gothic? Or maybe gothic at all? Like, it was just a black dress, and then the collar goes on, and suddenly it's a gothic princess. Also the overly long sleeves. If it had normal length sleeves and no collar, it would be totally different. This is the part where it really starts to come together. I am so happy with how this dress turned out. Another decision-making montage. Should I use lace for the waist? Should I use this random ribbon? No, fuck no, that looks awful. Yes, the velour. It's always the velour or the velvet, whatever. It's all awesome. I freaking love velvet, like George Costanza. And that's all she wrote, folks. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Tune in a couple weeks for a white girl's hot, confused take on cultural appropriation and fashion. Or if you're watching from the future, check it out right now. Since you're here, if you like my content, maybe stay a while and check out some of my other videos. I have more making of, and I have lots of videos about different types of fabric or different things concerning textile and fashion industry. Bye!